Have you ever looked at your pet and thought, I know you're trying to tell me something, I'm just not quite getting it? You are already halfway to animal communication. This video today is a beginner's guide to talking to your pet like an animal communicator. This video, whether you live with a dog or a cat or a bat or whether you live with a dog, a cat, a bird, or a bunny, this is about a two-way relationship. Whether you live with a dog or a cat or a bunny or a bird, this is about honoring that two-way relationship of communication between you and your pet. Animal communication isn't just about hearing their words, although that's a part of it. It's also about sensing and feeling and translating what they're trying to say to you. It's the art of kind of tuning in to their energetic field, using your own energetic field, and using that to bridge the messages. It's the art of blending your energy with their energy and using that connection to get messages about your animal. Intuition Explained, 4 signs that it's not just... This connection can bring you true... This connection can bring you closer together. It can bring you a sense of compassion and clarity around what your animal is trying to say. Think about this as like learning a new language. You're not going to get everything right the first time, and that's okay. Just take it one step at a time, one small communication, one small tweak to what you're doing with them every single day to build on that communication over time. You already speak pet much more fluently than you think. I'm guessing that you already know if your cat swishes their tail a certain way, that means they want treats or pets. I'm certain that you know the difference between your dog's barks. That's communication on one level. What I'm talking about is taking that even deeper. That is communicating with your animal. That version of communication is communicating with their physical self. What I'm talking about is communicating with their spiritual self, their energy center, their higher self, whatever you would like to call it, the energy that makes us humans and the energy that makes them pets. Before we get started, I just want to talk about why does this even matter? Before we get started, I want to talk about why does this even matter? There's 4 main things that I think you'll get out of communicating stronger with your animal. The first thing is an insight into their moods and behaviors. It can be really helpful to understand why they're doing that quirky thing. Are they just being quirky, or are they actually trying to get your attention? This is also about an emotional connection with your pet. This builds trust between the two of you. Additionally, this gives you guidance on how to cohabitate at your house together. They have opinions on what they would like and what they don't like. And most importantly, if there is some way to make them more happy, I think the biggest one that I'm certain that all great pet owners have, the biggest one that all amazing pet owners wish, is to make sure that their animal is happy. How can they do something a little bit different to make sure that their animal is happy in their home? It is about honoring your pet and their thoughts, preferences, and their soul level bond with you. Just as a little background, I often sit with people and their pets. I'm an animal communicator. I do lots of readings with dogs and cats and lots of different animals. And I cannot tell you the number of times I've sat down when someone says to me, well, I have done tons of readings for pet owners. And I will tell you, a lot of times I ask them the question, have you ever spoken to your pet? And the answer is, of course, I speak to my pet all the time. And then I'll ask the question, have you ever heard them back or got a sense of what they need? And the answer is often yes. And then I say, well, what is making it hard for you to trust that answer? And they say, well, I feel like I'm just making it up. And so here is my guide on how to know when you're not making it up. I often sit for readings with people and their pets tell me, my owner is speaking to me. I'm actually having full on conversations with them. It's just sometimes it feels like they're not actually listening. And so then I turn to the pet owner and I say, are you talking to your animal? And they say, yes. And it comes out that they've had these full on conversations. And then I dive a little deeper into the reading. And then the pet owner says, this is exactly the voice I've been hearing. And I'm saying, well, why are you doubting it then? This is your confirmation that what you're seeing, hearing, and feeling from your animal is true. Most of the time, it really has to do with the owner saying, okay, I believe it. This is true. Most pet owners are honestly already hearing their pets. This lesson is just about refining that ever so slightly. All right, let's get into the mechanics of 3 things to do to talk to your pet like an animal communicator. The number one is to sit and slow down and be in your own presence. I have a video on how to sit in the power. I would suggest doing that, but if you're not comfortable or not there yet, take a few deep breaths, kind of clear your mind and get yourself to a place where you're open to this type of communication. Feel your own energy around your body. Feel it like an aura, a color, a bubble, a light, anything that resonates with you about how you feel yourself and your soul move through the world, and then use that energy to reach towards the energy of your pet. Allow those 2 frequencies to blend together. What you're trying to do is kind of link in like a plug into an outlet or 2 hands joining together. Or if you want to use a water metaphor, it's like fresh water and salt water mixing. And right at that intersection, you get something super special that exists nowhere else. You're looking for that connection. The next step then is to ask a question. What is it that you want to know about your pet? And I would say start small. Ask a small question about their existence that you are very curious about. What do you want me to know about you today? What do you want more of? What do you want less of? Are you happy with your food? Are you wanting something new? Do you want to go for a walk? Ask these questions and then wait for the answer. Now, I do have a video on the clairs and kind of taking a deep dive into how those messages are received, which I will link to below. If you're not quite ready for that, my suggestion is to wait and see what comes. A lot of the time, the answer will come super fast, almost before you've asked the question and before those words are out of your head. That answer will come from your pet super fast. Once you've got that message, I suggest writing it down, because sometimes then what will happen is your thoughts will take over and you'll start going down this other pathway that actually has nothing to do with what your pet just told you, but has more to do with your own thoughts and feelings and emotions, and it just kind of keeps unfolding. So write it down. The third step is then to action on it. So if your dog says to you, I really want to go for a walk today, that's the most important thing. Or I really love my food. Or your cat says, I really want a treat right now, or I want to go play. Use those moments to then react immediately and see what happens and validate those responses. Are you going to get it 100% accurate? Are you going to see a huge difference every single time? Probably not. But over time, as you kind of tick these boxes and those questions get bigger and you start to understand that that open line of dialogue is happening, the hit rate of what you're doing will get bigger and bigger and bigger. All right, let's just talk about common blocks and how to fix those really quickly. So I don't really love the word I'm blocked, I can't do anything, because to be honest with you, everything starts with the intention. So if you have intended to talk to your animal, that should be enough to allow the communication to open. One thing that does come in is those intrusive thoughts of your own that have nothing to do with what your animal is telling you. Some of that comes through trust and practice. Another thing is to really try to clear your mind. And I also suggest my sitting in the power video to just kind of clear and empty out anything that you've got going on. The second, like I said, is to write it down. Keep a journal of what you're documenting, all of those. My second is to write it down. Keep a journal of the notes and things that you're getting from your animal on a daily basis, and then maybe note the reaction that you're getting in that day, that week, and see what's really resonating. Practice with low stake. Number 3 is practice, and practice with low stake questions. So do you like the red ball or the blue ball? Do you want to go for a walk in the morning or the afternoon? Things like that, where you can see a little bit of behavioral impact, but aren't huge. As you start to work your way up, you can start to talk about bigger issues, separation, what happened to them before they came to you if they were adopted, things like that that are just bigger, more emotional issues. I would wait until you've kind of got that trust down in the beginning. Thank you so much for joining me. So if you're ready to deepen the bond, take a pass at it. Get to know your animal on a much deeper level. If you're ready to deepen your bond, start small. Listen, ask, repeat, do these exercises over and over and over again. And slowly over time, you will build this rapport and build your own trust in yourself that the messages you're getting from your pet are true. If this resonated with you, I would love to hear in the comments what's working for you. Just comment below with whatever is coming to you. And if you need help or have questions, I'm happy to answer them in the content. If you need help or have questions, I'm happy to answer them in the comments. And I hope that you found this useful. Let's celebrate the magic of animal connection, the deepening of that relationship. Let's celebrate the magic of that connection, one animal at a time. From my house to yours, thank you so much for joining me. I'm Emily, and stay connected. I'm Emily, stay connected, stay curious, and I'm Emily, stay open, stay curious, and stay connected with Connected Intuition. I'll see you next time.